Yo, Rainman88 here. Today we're going to be looking at a game of Age of Empires 2 on the map Four Lakes. I'm in the blue with the Huns, and my opponent, red, Byzantines, Alonso. And this is about the fifth game I played tonight, and I was using this strategy where I go Huns into 3 stables, fast castle. And the brilliant thing about this is that because the Huns don't need houses, on this map you can save the wood and build docks and fishing ships for passive food income. And you don't have to worry about building houses or getting housed, and so it lends itself to a pretty aggressive strategy and being able to micro and all of that. So I'm going to go ahead and speed up here in the Dark Age, basically just collecting your normal cows and boars and berries and wood, yada yada. Some scouting here, trying to see where exactly, we'll go ahead and see where the enemy is at. In this map type, you typically want to go to all 4 of the corners and see what's going on. So, and I actually took a long time to find him here, and he almost gets me there. We'll go ahead and slow it down. So, the build is basically heavy on wood. You go, what do we got here? 13, 14 on wood, and you basically build up a bunch of fishing ships and try to go as castle as fast as you can. Go ahead and speed it up here again. So I'm going feudal age here, 30 population, but you can keep adding fishing ships behind that. Now this game actually goes pretty long, so I'm going to keep going on fast forward. It's an epic game. It really, I mean, it's one of the best I've ever played. So stick tuned to the end. Stay tuned to the end. And let's see here. Pick off a villager. So typically, okay, so you know that they're going to go out with a villager to take one of these lakes, and they will leave that villager over there to either gather the food or to start building houses. And so when I went to feudal age, scout cavalry will be able to kill a villager, and that's why I left it there. And then I think I killed another villager somewhere. Yeah, right here. So I'm already up 3 villagers. 4. Alright, here we go. Both in the castle age. So I drop a forward siege workshop to try to get him off of this wood, and I'm going to get rid of this fog of war so we can see exactly what's going on. Builds a now this monastery will become important later on in the game. Sorry, I can't talk today. Alright, so I brought my villager off to the right here to see maybe about getting this lake, but instead I built 2 stables so I could sit here and stream them into his base. So I'm running 3 stables, 1 in my base and 2 off here to the right. And so let's see what he's doing. Heavy on gold. I'm not really sure what this palisade is. Pretty ridiculous, actually. He's blocking his own stuff. Taking some wood out. Well, oh, I see. He's desperate for wood. He has no wood. So, alright, here we go. So he's pretty weak. Okay, he brings in a monk to try to take out my knights. And this is a perfect counter to the Mangonel. You can one-shot a monk if you're lucky. He responds by his own siege workshop. And I'm surprised he actually had the wood for that. He must have bought it. He's mining stone and buying wood. Little attack round there onto the pikemen. And I run away. Oh, that was awesome. And so you know they're going to the gate, so you can attack that right at the gate. And he gets a lucky shot on me. Now these monks, that's like the most annoying noise in the world. You hate to hear it. I hate monks. So my thinking is, another thing you need to know about this map. Oh, now we'll watch the fight here. So this is a good fight. He gets 1 conversion, but I kill 2 monks, all his pikemen. Actually gets 3 conversions. Good for him. But meanwhile, I'm still pouring in the knights from behind my economy here. And there's so much happening in this game, it's hard to keep going. So one thing you need to know about this map is that if you were to kill this dock, it is essentially as if you were killing all of these fishing ships all at once, and that's very important. So these docks are like a town center. So I'm still denying. He is desperate for wood, so he goes out to the right here, and that's where he's going to be taking his wood now. It's another lucky shot right there. Good mango trade. Okay, here I go. We'll start to take this down. So all these go high. And I think I find... Yep. And you can assume that there's a town center here with that. So he's got me on the back foot a little bit here. Between his monks and pikemen, it's just a hard counter to what I have. It's not a good situation. Ugh. That's probably the low point of the game right there. Now he's got 4 monks. Let's go to his perspective, I guess. 11 pikemen, 4 monks, 3 knights. And he's trying to take down my stable. We'll go and take the relic there. See, but notice how his food economy is still lagging behind. Same population, 75, 75. Good. Fast forward a little bit. So not much is happening. I'm kind of regrouping, building up my knight numbers. Not much going back at home. And when you have a TC out here exposed like this, up by itself, the mobility of the knights to be able to get over here and try to take that down. I can't remember if I actually get it or not. He's streaming his pikemen one at a time, and that's not ideal play there from him. Kill a lot of villagers. I don't quite get it. So he actually takes the score lead here. Looks like he rebuilds his dock. And he'll be taking out my monastery. Starting to build outposts. Problem is, he has no real offensive capability. Just, if he were to come at me right now, I guess I don't have much of anything right now either, but he must think he's on the right foot. He is lower in population. Let's go ahead and fast forward a little bit here. So I build up, because he killed a couple of my stables over here, I go ahead and rebuild mine. So he does actually start to push forward. I think he kind of mistimes it. He sends his pikemen in ahead of time, and now his stuff is exposed. His gold troops are exposed. Let's see, what am I... So I keep making knights, but I have light cav in the mix. I researched it, and it's going to be coming out, and I'll use those to take down his monks, hopefully. Drop a castle here. 2. Let's see how many of these this guy gets. 3, 4. Oh man, that was bad. That was bad for him. But he's still going with this push. Fast forward. Man, nasty. Okay, so at this point, score is even. We're kind of getting into the late game here. It's already 37 minutes on the clock. It's becoming very apparent that I'm not going to be able to just night rush him anymore. I mean, we're beyond that. So at some point here, I got to do something. I go for a castle drop. And he responds. He's taking stone. So this will deny one of his main goals, and I'm not really sure where he's going to be getting gold after this. He drops another castle. He's really feeling the heat. I really wish I could have got this town center. Man, that would have I might have been able to do it, but between his monks and his... Here I am going for his dock again. And those will be idle. Oof. A lone knight like that on the outskirts can really, really do some damage. He has a really good base, actually. It's just not a whole lot of opportunity. He's refortifying with another castle. So his economy right now is essentially... I can't get to it. He's free to build whatever he wants. And at this point, between his pikemen, I gotta run. Try to bait him into my town center. Still fighting for wood, though. It's hard for him to get wood. I'm going in front with that. So he's doing a little raiding at home. I had a lone spearman there. I always build a spearman in Feudal Age in case of a scout rush. Now this is important. He comes in, sneaks in with the villager to drop a dock on my pond. And this essentially forces me to move my ships around in a circle over and over and over again to, like, basically avoid. And then I build a tower and a couple of docks to counter that. Meanwhile, everything else is still going on. This is quite a lot of stuff. Drops a tower. You're going to be trying to range me off of my gold and keep my knights at bay with these pikemen. You know, pikemen, really cost-effective unit. They're just getting a lot of value. And he's almost 1,000 points up at this point. We missed it, but between building a couple battleships and garrisoning in the tower, I baited his fast fires into the tower and I destroyed them. So I'm taking stone. I think I want to drop another castle at some point. And then there's some stuff over here too. Alright, so I go imp. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward. I don't really know what I want to do. Drop a castle, protect this goal, maybe do some trap fights here. This is messy. I start shooting his monks. Hopefully I can get some. Yep, there we go. Between the town center and the castle, he's just losing a lot of men. Ugh. Looks like he got his dock back up, but he's not building fishing fishing traps, fish traps, whatever. Alright, go ahead and fast forward. So I want to take this tower down so I can start taking my gold again. And I garrison to heal while I research Cavalier. So Cavalier is in. He comes over. He needs gold. He's running out. He needs to. So he goes over there. And we got a classic Imperial Age, 2 castles, Treb standoff here. Thankfully, I'm floating stone, and so I'm like, I need some gold too in case this doesn't work out. So I circle off to the left, and that's where I find where I knew he'd be. And he tries to panic down a tower, but that's not going to work for him. Meanwhile, over here, we've got a column of Halberdier coming in. Now, Halberdier versus Cavalier, that's a bad matchup. I'm going to get destroyed on that if I engage, so I have to circle around, try to get him into the arrow fire, repair, stall in this as long as possible while this castle goes up. Meanwhile, protecting the pond at all times. See if I can't... While he's engaged here, I dive in for his Trebs. He's got 4 months, so he'll probably get 4 conversions. Yep. Just crazy. And I think at this point, I've already researched Faith or something, or whatever it's called. I don't really remember what it's called, but 15% harder conversions. Now he's up 1,500 points now. And I've got nothing to answer to this. That being said, I did take down his entire left side gold. I'm going to do a quick pop check. I'm at 111. He is at 164, and he is housed. So this is... the game's starting to go south for me. The Hal is just so strong. But his economy is terrible. He's never been able to... I was able to treb down that castle with one treb. And so now that gold is just now available to him. So he's got to... I mean, look at his build. I mean, look at this. He's just... just out of wood everywhere. So let's go ahead and fast forward. It's kind of like mid-game. Oh, that's... He'll finally take that. Hopefully... Okay, so he's gonna... That's where he's gonna be taking gold now. Alright, so now he's pushing, full push. This is the late game. I've got Light Cav and Cavalier versus Halberdier. It's not good. He's got a lot of idle villagers. I'm not really sure what he's doing there. Drop the castle. Alright. Let's go fast forward a little bit here. I'm essentially just stalling at this point. I don't really know what. I gotta like tech into skirmisher, I think, is what I decide I need to do. I still can't believe the score is this close. It's just like, I don't know. So he's starting to reboot. He's starting to get his confidence. To counter him, to kind of solidify myself, I drop the castle over here. This is going to be the basis of my new economy. Meanwhile, he's flushing me out. Built some defensive ships from the pond. Alright, go ahead and fast forward. So this part of the game, he's thinking he's gonna like basically winning right now. He's 2,000, almost 3,000 points up, flushing me out of my main base. Got a lot of Halberdier. I'm gonna go ahead and do a pop check. 188 pop to 140. Meanwhile, I refuse to give up. What I'm going to do is drop a castle here so that I can eventually push on his main base. Because I know he's got relics back here. He's got farms back here. He's taking that gold. It's not good. Meanwhile, I made sure that none of his... I dropped an offensive dock and killed all his shit. So he's still slowly flushing me out. But at this point, and here's the thing. I am saved by my civilization. The Huns do not need housing, so I always have 200 pop space. So what I do, I just spam down some docks and start spending all my wood to reboom, to get the food going again, build freaking archery ranges, build that castle. Go ahead and fast forward. So I'm at 150. He's at 193. So he should. What's his resources? And he's floating. He's floating. So he's got, 1,500 gold, 2,000 food. He needs to research Paladin. Okay. I think he's gonna get Paladin here too. He's slow. He's slow on the stables. He needs more stables to research that. So essentially he's just giving me time to, Fabian tactic. Just like, never give up. Wear him down. As the Huns, I can always reboom. No houses necessary. Go ahead and fast forward. And so, okay, so I spent all my gold on 6 trebuchets as a final stand. Spamming out. Skirmisher, sorry, I'm gonna sneeze. And this must be incredibly frustrating for him because he's looking to, deal a death blow, and he just can't quite get everything in line all at once. And meanwhile, I'm back up to 187 pop, just like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward a little bit. And what a throw. Oh, I just looked away. I had to have been busy trying to rebuild something. In the north, this plan worked out. Wheeled my trebs up, took his castle out. I need to take out his base. I've been on the defense pretty much the whole second half of this game. I mean, look at the map. It's flushed me out. Thankfully, I still have my pawn decode. Skirmishers putting in some work here, getting some kills on those halberdiers. Now the paladins are deadly versus the skirmishers. I mean, 2-3 paladins can take down 20 or more skirmishers. So this is probably the biggest mistake I make in the game. I don't really have any. I have 200 pop. I'm beating him in pop, but I have no military, so no infantry or cavalry, and so I'm basically just totally exposed to any counterattack. Forward a little bit. I'm feeling pretty good. Okay, I take down his town center. Like, all right, here's the money pit. Those relics. So those 4 relics that he's sitting there getting gold to make those paladins, gone. And here he comes. He's gonna. This should be it for me. I've got no real good answer. I'm running 3 barracks. I'm floating wood, food. What's he got? He has no gold. Spent all his gold on those paladins, like I said. But those. It's a very intimidating group of men on the field at this point in the game. I do still have 1 relic with me at one point. Here he comes. He's gonna make a dive for it. Down they go. So now we're looking at 3,500 point spread. He has the. So I'm panicking, just bum rushing stable or barracks, spamming that stuff. Lose the castle. He's got plenty of production. He's pouring it in. Villagers dying. He's 160 pop with a ton of paladin in the queue. I'm down to 96 pop. I'm gonna lose my freaking town center too. Honestly, I don't really know how I'm staying alive here. His production buildings are too far back, I think. It's just like giving me. I sell a bunch of stuff to get halberdier. I had to. And so now I'm living off of my pawn deco. Just never stop creating. And they're fully upgraded. All the upgrades. So he thinks basically by streaming in he can kill me, finish me off here, but he overextends. And looks like that. We're back to it. We're back to it. He lost all his trebuchets, so he can't push, and he has no more gold. And I'm up and pop on him again. So at this point, I just don't even know, I don't know the win conditions for me. I don't really know how I'm going to win. I'm just basically I'm just refusing to quit. So as long as I have Huns, man, I'm 190 pop with this. So this is just chaos, right? Those trebuchets I sacrificed to get these relics paying off. He needed to have recollected them a lot sooner. Remember, I told you this would be important later in the game. Dude still has castles up. 2 castles. Protecting all of this eco down here. So at this point, I maybe think maybe I can take down his production buildings, but I think the one upgrade I actually don't have is Arson, which creates extra attack damage for your infantry units. Still, so 25. So, okay, my fish are finally out. There you go. I spam down. I spent all my wood. Build a bunch of fish traps. And look at his economy. Just still never. He never got that pond back that he's up and down. I think it was at this point where I was like, okay, I need to make a play on these relics. I see that he still doesn't have them. I'm like, there's no more gold. Every drop of gold has been consumed. And so the only person who's getting gold right now is me, actually. I have 1 relic and it's trickling out real slow. That's beautiful. So I essentially, I'm making a play for the relics, but really what I find is that he's got a decent amount of farm eco back here, unprotected. He's sitting at 145 pops, and I'm sitting at 200. I think he's got a wood problem. He can't. Ugh, that's bad. He's got a wood problem. He can't keep the wood. He needs to come down here. I suppose this is pretty good. We'll go ahead and fast forward. So we're back to 700 points. He finally takes my monastery down, so no one's getting gold right now. Okay. So he's decided to go full skirmisher against my house. That's the smart play. I, in turn, spam down a bunch of stables and research hustle. And look at this. Ugh. That's devastating. I want to see his top down. 118, and I'm at 174. So now we're getting close to a score flip here, boys. Take down these paladins. It just might happen. That paladin go. Oh, right when the paladin hit, score flip. So I'm popped. I've got my production is full bore. He just can't. He can't keep up. He has way more res than me. I'm just putting it out into the field. I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward. So at this point, I am looking to take down his production. He gets cheeky and decides to do a Paladin Hussar raid. I really don't know how I survived it. I mean, I think he's gonna kill everyone. Alright, so this is my big push here. I took some villagers to build this monastery. And he sees this and builds his own monastery. So we got dueling churches here. Try to dive in for him, see if I get him. Ugh. What a scrum. So let's go to his point of view. Fog of War. He can basically see everything that's happening. Go to my view. I don't quite know what he's doing over here. Look at, I'm so desperate. There's villagers right in the middle of combat. If you were one of these halberdiers in this fight, how long would you survive? Let's see how long this guy lives. Probably gets a kill or two there. I'm still trailing in points. Got another kill. Nice. I'm gonna go ahead and take off well, I'll lose my guy. I'll keep watching him. Can't look away from him now. I think this game is gonna be over here soon. We're score flipping constantly back and forth. I mean, this is full trash boy, right? So this is what I never was able to get my monastery up. He must have killed my villagers. And so we're stuck in the mud. I mean, look at this. I finally take the lead. I'm not really sure how. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Well, he's on the move again. Can I control group in replay? Yes, I can. Okay, so we'll keep tabs on him. Go ahead and fast forward. Take Fog of War off. Okay, so this is important. I decide, okay, this game is going to be decided by these relics. This is going to be a fucking street fight. Excuse me. Alright, my guy's on the front line. Oh no! No! Well, he took an arrow to the fucking knee. He charges. I mean, we're just trading back. I mean, there's just bodies. I mean, there's been 200 dead bodies in this, what, 50 tile radius for the last 20 minutes of this game. Okay, so he's making a play for those relics. While we're all busy here, he must have sold something, got some gold somehow. He's running out of res. He still has. He should have sold that stone. To be honest. I mean, look at this wood economy. Look at it. So at some point, I will notice. I have 13 villagers. How many villagers does he have? Wow. He has 78. This game is ridiculous. 14 villagers. That must not include the docks. Yeah, so it's my ships, my fishing ships. So it's 40, 60, 55. So I see that there's only one relic left. I sold some food, I think, to get a monk, but I bum rushed his monastery. I said, no way you're gonna sit there and get that relic. Essentially go all in. I mean, 24 Halb, 16 Hussar. And I mop up the last of his guys. I'm not really sure. He has some res left. I don't really have any res. I'm spending everything. 119 pop. He's at 97. What's the score? Oh my god, it's only a 1,000-point spread. So I'm sitting here snuffing these together, collecting them, spending everything. He's at 96 pop. I'm up to 128. He says, good fucking game. That's it. So yeah, that hour and 46 minutes game time. No, it's not actually an hour, but this, my hand was cramping after this. This game is nuts, and only the Huns could have done this without the houses. I mean, it allows you to boom back up on these little ponds and spam out a bunch of units. It's crazy. Now let's take a look at the stats. 988 to 764. Real close on gold. He had 1,000 more gold. I had 1,000 more stone. Real close on food. He had those relics all game. But he didn't have the mines. He didn't have the gold mines, and I had a little more, a little more fishing ships. So, yeah, at the end there, he just couldn't keep up with my military. I just had a lot larger army there at the end. So yeah, that was my attempt at a quick night rush on Four Lakes that turned into a pretty intense scrum to the death, fight to the death. So, well, hope you enjoyed the game, and I will see you next time. Peace.